Supreme Court to conduct the annual ritual of inducting latest set of senior advocates of Nigeria. The new Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kodirat Kekerekun, warned seriously, like I said before, obedience to court orders will be non-negotiable. She said no individual or institution, irrespective of their standing, will be permitted to treat the judgment of our courts with levity or disregard. She said that the judiciary of our legal decisions are upheld. But then, regrettably, Madam is apprehension that it is always possible or easy to know that the order is that it is to be obeyed. How can you obey certain orders like the one of Rivers State? The joke is that court orders these days are so lucrative, so money-inducing, that many judges make them. We speak, we call it double-double. Responsibility for this sorry state lies mostly with the Federal High Court, especially the ones sitting in Abuja. Look, they now has 2 emirs. These very emirs, just last week, we see what is his name, Ribadu, the NSA, calling, what do they call him, Ado Bayero as the emir of Kanu, in a congregation that matters. Now we have 2 emirs of Kanu. One for the state and the other for the federal, after a rogue Federal High Court judge decided to take chieftaincy into the federal realm. Let's look at Edo State. They have 2 deputy governors too. We know Shaibu has been going about inspecting projects in Edo State as a deputy governor of Edo State. By dint of judicial labor of Peter Lifo, a judge, the Federal High Court also attempted to impose 2 separate dates on Rivers State to conduct these very local government elections that we are talking about. We have that one of Chigozie Wigwe, a judge of the High Court of Rivers State. They had issues as considered decision setting 5 October as the date for the election. Then Rivers State Governor Simfubara acknowledged Peter Lifo's handwork by handing him the moniker of what that justice, he called him that justice that gave that fraudulent judgment. This is not the first time the Federal High Court will gratuitously constitute itself into an appellate forum to review without benefit of records of proceedings and with the practice ill will of a political hit job. Dressed up in judicial robes, decisions of state high court. Nor is it the first time that the Federal High Court will convert itself into a court of unlimited jurisdiction that is not at the expense of a state high court, which is under the Constitution and indeed the only court of unlimited jurisdiction in Nigeria. The Federal High Court has become the place where the law falls into disrepute and Lady Justice suffers rape. Always, repeatedly. This has become the routine of the Federal High Court under the leadership of its current Chief Judge, who enables a notorious line of judges of courts who clearly seem to be able to habitually scandalize the judiciary without consequences. This Chief Judge of the Federal High Court favors them with the species of cases that lend them to pay as you go. Judicial disposition that only originate in the bedroom of their favorite politicians. Not even the Inspector General of Police that we are talking about of today, who must provide the steel behind the orders of court in Nigeria, has much regards for them, the courts. The most charitable that can be said of Kayode Botekum, the IG of police, is that he is the political IGP. The most of his professional life. The IGP that is now Mr. Botokom has been the aide-de-camp to the man who occupies the presidency, which is Tinubu. Even as IGP, the habit of a lifetime as ADC dies hard. In his current office, he now heads the ununiformed armed wing of the ruling party, APC. In that role, his brief is to make his principal happy, Tinubu. If a court order gets in the way of that, it is for Kekerekun to worry all about that. And that is what is playing out in Rivers State. Some lawyers, judges, and politicians would like to see the new CGN shut down all criticisms on judicial malfeasance, requiring them all to go to the National Judicial Council. Regrettably, she cannot do that without bringing manifest disrepute upon herself. And finally, where criticism of judges is wrong or misguided, one should have the confidence in the strength of the institution to demonstrate by its conduct that it serves a valuable function and does its job well. All Nigerians are watching what is happening in all the states, from Anambra to Akwa Ibom to Rivers State to Benue State, also going on in Kanu. Across the federation, we see all the wrongs going on, and the judiciary are the ones that are doing what? Playing table tennis with the politicians. Can go to the comment section, tell me what you feel about the judiciary, the criticism, and the need to obey court orders that are wrong in the first place, judging from what happened in Rivers State. Let's see if Mr. Bassi is back with us to finish what he started before I went into this. Mr. Bassi, are you back?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you please round up? I see that network is really not.
Police is complicit in all of these things that are happening in Rivers State. And then I was actually on the election in Akwa Ibom, and on that thought before the network disrupted. So what I'm saying in essence is that how come now that is not favoring the Senate president? Of that state, is it not the same thing that happened? It is the thing he taught the people, that is what we're implementing. So there shouldn't be any complaint. Now, my concern in all of this is that Nigerians should be worried with the trend that is going on across the country. In every local government, in fact, after 2023, every other election that has happened, both the off-season election in this country, is a dress rehearsal to 2027. So if we are having expectation that 2027 election is going to come and it's going to be a more better previous one, I think we are daydreaming, because if we don't do something at this moment and expect that we are going to go into 2027 in this way trajectory that we are going, then we better don't even, we should brace up for the greatest shock of our lives. Because what we are seeing today in the local government election is compared to what is going to happen in 2027. That you see broad daylight rigging. That's what is going to happen. Except we embark on electoral reform. And I don't see that happen. That even when that happens, I don't also see the president ascending to that. It's going to take him out. So we might just see another situation where, like what we had under Buhari, when he said, "Oh, it was too close. That's why I couldn't ascend to the bill." For us to start making plans for 2027. But if we wait for 2027 and go into 2027 election with this current electoral law and act, we should better forget it, because it's not going to lead us anywhere. So it's just unfortunate is being practiced today is government imposed candidate on the citizen, and that is why we are having this level of non-performance in the governance in across the states, across the nation.
Bad, they're very heavy when going everything around here and all that. But you know, we can't relent in telling Nigerians
governance under a good, if we had a good governance, no rainfall should disrupt one facility. It's because of bad governance. People are not being held accountable.
Even judging from the looting that is going on in Rivers State right now, we have not heard that the police is going after the people who are packing. We can see videos in the we see them in pictorials, but we seem not to have seen any police. That's why I'm looking at it from the perspective of the police being accomplice to what is actually going on in different local governments of Rivers State. Because if police is not, we would have heard that one person or two have been arrested.
Of this,
but what do
they are enabling?
Yeah, and my question is, what do you think that the IG seems to benefit from all of this? If he knew ab initio, as at this morning, their plan did not work of stopping Fubara from Sunday, so they were a court order stopping swearing in for today. Now he has beaten them to their game, and it seems like they are resorting to, what do you call that, a very mismanaged disruptions. Self-help, yeah, good word, self-help. So tell me, is police no longer under the Police Act and under the Constitution? What the police is to protect the citizens and to protect lives and properties. So why is that now happening in Rivers State?
This is because acting a script. This is already written out script that they are acting. And don't forget the IGP National Assembly. So you don't expect anything better from what you are seeing. So he's trying to justify the fact that he has been given an extended tenure, and in doing so, he must also show his paymaster that is institution, rather than defending the Nigerian people. He's defending the elite, his paymasters, to perpetuate evil and crime in the society. And it's unfortunate. This is where we are as a nation. And nobody seems to say anything. And where we are just there looking at the way these people are running down this nation. Business in the society.
Though no matter the network, we just have to deal with this, because the other people who are to our co-discussants today, network seems to have kicked everybody out and we're just remaining. Well, what do you have to say about the criticism of judges, whether it is misguided or you think that one should have the confidence in the strength of the institution itself? Why I ask this question is Kekere Ekun, the new CJN, is saying that she's not going to tolerate anybody disobeying court order. When we know that EFCC disobeys court order, when we know that police disobeys court order, when we know that even the orders we are talking about are purchased order, how is one being forced to obey an order that is purchased that is wrong?
Others have been doing. What they usually do is when they come into office, they'll promise all manner of reform. And as soon as they get into the office, they turn deaf ear to those reforms that they valedictory speech. When they are on their exit, see them telling the norm. So I don't expect anything better than his predecessors, because we have heard them saying this time and time again. But they will save their time out. You won't see those reforms being carried out, but rather they will come out worse than even when they came in. So I just take as one of those rituals that are going to be different, because you will know someone that want to do something from day one. Rivers State local government election. And those were the things that she said when she came in, that she's not going to tolerate those unnecessary, reckless have not been referred to the NJC, who will look into their case. And see, until people are beginning to held responsible for their action, we are. And then these judges know that as long as they are concerned, they will not, nothing is going to happen. Issuing some of these orders as they are issuing out. So I don't expect them to be called to order, but see if she will live up to her in Judiciary. But from the body language I'm seeing, I don't expect it to happen. If it does happen, then it's going to be a miracle. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's quickly take what Yeson we had Godfatherism in the past, and then we'll come back and see whether the network will still allow us to proceed.
Even when you have spent your 8 years in office, then you continue to pretend to say who becomes who, whatever, in River State. Somebody say me. It may happen in Lagos State, but it will not happen in Rivers. We are quite different. It will not happen here. As a governor, I will come and go. I can't stop it. I must come and go. All the Kebari left. You've never heard Oddly saying that you will do this, you don't do that. The day my tenure, by the grace of God, ends, I go. That's how God wants it. But see, when you are in a position to think that what's happening in Lagos State, you will do it here, it may be difficult. You cannot continue to say you must be a godfather of the state. That's the problem. It's not possible. Today I live here in the name of Almighty God. I have no business to say, what must I produce? Why? What am I hiding? The people of the state should be able to say, this is who they want to produce. We from River State, we know we have lost somebody in the Topita. I can tell you, not in Nigeria.
Okay, before we continue, while we wait to see if we can resolve the network issue, let us also, acknowledge His Excellency P2B for pledging 120 million donation to that very hospital, and also Dr. Yunusa Tanko, who obviously is appreciating the massive turnout by Obidient movement family in the northwestern states of Nigeria, Kanu precisely, during the last turnout of the program that was held in Kanu. And of course, we know that many other states are gearing up for that very massive turnout for the Obidient movement registrations and all what is going on across Nigeria. Let's take a listen to this very appreciation video from channels. Let's take a listen. So how is the network now, so that whether I'm just gonna,
The National Coordinating Council of the movement is responsible for the mobilization, and they are pledging to provide quality leadership to salvage Nigeria.
We have been able to identify that the problem of Nigeria is not about money, it's not about the land resources that God has given to us, it's about leadership. Leadership has been a major problem in Nigeria, and that is what the Obidient movement is set to achieve. The idea behind the Obidient movement is very clear. It's about the quest, demand for good governance. And good governance is eluding us on a daily basis, where it leads to a point that our leaders will be taking decisions without even considering what happened to the lowest of the lowest persons in this country.
Other leaders of the group affirmed their belief in equal rights and social justice to end the hardship in the country.
We believe that enough momentum needs to be generated from within so that the difference can become clear to them that this is the direction. Because one thing that our people are so impoverished, when you give them the truth, they don't say it. If they get peanuts and crumbs, they rather want to go to that direction. So it makes it very challenging. But it begins with speaking to them. It begins with speaking to them. It begins with speaking to them. As soon as we start doing that, before long, we believe that the fruits will show.
The nation needs a leader that has capacity and the competence for him to move Nigeria from consumption to production. Not to have a country that just governed by because somebody is from my side or somebody is from my religion. So this is why we are here in Kanu, in Mumbai, in trying to talk to ourselves and to start the creation of that movement and also registration of our all members from ward level up to national level, so that we can consolidate and see how many of us do we have in the northern part of the country, more especially in the northwest.
Nigeria's northwest region has about 22.7 million registered voters, and the group believes that this effort will prove significant during the 2027 presidential election. From Kanu Commercial City.
Again, so sorry about the network issues we're having this evening. It's a result of a very heavy rainfall that is ongoing at the moment, and we have to stop for today because this network is really very interruptive of all the programs and everything that we want to present at this very hour. But before I go, let me not forget to inform you that the Nigerian foreign students in London decided to call Tinubu Ole, Tinubu thief, in protests in the UK. Until tomorrow, when we wake again. Back for now.
You say thief, Tinubu, thief. Tinubu, thief. When I say Tinubu, you say thief, Tinubu, thief. Tinubu, thief. Tinubu, thief. Tinubu, thief. When I say Tinubu, you say thief, Tinubu, thief. Tinubu, thief. When I say Tinubu, you say thief, Tinubu, thief. Tinubu, thief.